you personally, what do you think happened to Pac?
Like I said before, brother, the night Pac and Suge was shot, me and my god brother was sitting on the stoop on 112th Street. We get a phone call from one of the guys who was out there. And all the things that I've said before, somebody running up to the car, somebody, Dre probably did it based on the information we had at the time. Keefe D them went one way, they went another way, and they told me that Pac and Suge, they got Pac and Suge, but we'll talk to you when we come back to the crib. Now, it was just one of our dudes that was hanging with them that went the other way when Keefe D and the rest of them was supposed to go another way, and that was to go holler at Suge and them. It wasn't no situation where they was saying that they gonna go knock them, do anything like that. They was going to holler at them. And Suge and Keefe D know each other, well enough, even if they did something to Orlando, they would have had a conversation. They could have had a conversation. And
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Mike Jish, and I'm back again. We all know about the Keefe D trial that's going on, and you knew it was just a matter of time before Art of Dialogue got Gene Deal back on the couch to tell his side of the story. So that's what this is. This is a Gene Deal interview on Art of Dialogue where he's speaking on Tupac's death. Let's listen.
And some money or something like that could have been made instead of, you just gonna kill somebody because they jumped somebody. They tried to make it seem like Orlando was this dude, okay, we gonna retaliate in that manner and kill Tupac and all this in the whole 9 yards. What I really thought that happened, man, it don't take a rocket scientist. You don't have to be smarter than a 5th grader to figure this out. A lot of people gonna get mad at me. A lot of people gonna say, oh, I gotta be out of my mind. But come on, let's take some facts. And I'm gonna work with the facts and the stuff that I know. I've been going to Vegas since the late 80s. And I've worked at some of the top clubs in Vegas doing security for individuals and sometimes doing the door, doing the crowd. I worked in some of these clubs don't exist anymore, but I worked in the All-Star Cafe, if y'all remember that. I've worked in Steven Spielberg Club. I've worked in the Motown Cafe doing security. And all the years, and I've been to several, do you hear me? Several prize fights. You understand? In all the years I've been there, and all the years I've been going back and forth, I never ever heard of a shootout on the Strip in Vegas. I never heard of gangbangers coming there and killing up somebody on the Strip in Vegas. Now,
but this is a special situation. It can happen one time. It happened one time with Tupac. Everybody has seen that video where Tupac went and jumped that dude. And it has been confirmed that it was Orlando Brown of the Southside Crips. So why wouldn't they come back and kill Tupac? It makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. Why would LAPD kill them? I don't know. Maybe he's going to give us a reason. Come on, Gene. Give me a reason.
Let's get into it. Somebody wanted the LAPD in Vegas during the time of Tupac and Suge Knight and them performing along with the Mike Tyson event. So I'm asking myself, and I want people to really think about this. Who was the one who assigned or wanted to go and help the Vegas PD? Who was the one who came up with, we want to go with the Vegas out there in Las Vegas? What cops or what chief of police or who, because the chief of police could only sign off on something like that, but who came up with the idea that we need to be in Vegas to help the Vegas police officers? They never needed help before. Why does the Vegas Police Department need LA to come and help on this given event? Who came up with that idea? It had to be somebody in the police department. It had to be somebody in the police force. It had to be somebody who wanted to be there. I believe Suge Knight knows those people. He may have even seen those people. Because Suge says something that you got to pay attention to. If you solve the Tupac case, you solve the Biggie case. And who was involved in those two cases that could have?
Where are you leading to, Gene Deal? Are you leading back to your good old friend P. Diddy? Is that what you're leaning into? Do you think P. Diddy paid some people to have the LAPD? Or do you think he paid the LAPD money to be in Vegas to kill Tupac? Is that what this is all winding down to? Inquiring minds want to know, Deal. Because you find a way to implicate Puff in everything. That's your whole bread and butter is Puffy. Not Tupac, but Big and Puffy. So let's see what where Gene Deal is going with this. I say Puffy in some type of way. He gonna bring up Puffy. That's what I think, but let's see.
Killed Tupac and Biggie. Because you, me, any gangbangers, any regular citizens would not get away with killing any one of those people at any time. I'm going to say this, and I truly believe because of the LAPD, rogue cops committing robberies, cops selling guns, cops selling drugs. They had something to do with both of lining up both of those individuals. If you go back and you look at the whole situation, brother, why is the LAPD out there? Why? What are they doing? What are they doing in Vegas on that night? Why are they helping them? And hold up, check this out.
Well, before he says anything, I'm going to say that it's a possibility because it was a Mike Tyson fight. And maybe they didn't have enough manpower in the Vegas Police Department for all the things that was going on there. They knew Tupac was going to be there. They knew Biggie might be. They knew that they would probably need more enforcement because it was just, that was like the biggest fight ever at that time. So maybe they needed more help. Police forces always call other police out to help. I've seen plenty of time it's been more than just one particular police force somewhere. They work with each other all the time, man. They work with each other all the time. The other last week, I just saw Fairburn police in Atlanta with their lights on, helping with something. Now I'm thinking, like, what is Fairburn police doing over here in Atlanta near MLK? For those that's not from Atlanta or unfamiliar with, Fairburn is on the south side, MLK is on the west side. So what is Fairburn police doing out here? you know, but they were working. They had on their lights and they was doing something, you know. So they work with each other. So it's not far-fetched to believe that in this big event that they would call some LA police officers to come out there and help. All right. But let's see what G's
Why is this the
explanation.
only time there was ever a drive-by shooting when they supposed to be out there assisting? Why is this the only time that there's a drive-by shooting?
So you believe that the police had something to do with Big and Pop?
Yo, bro, you cannot get away. You cannot get away with doing a regular citizen, a regular crook, a regular gangbang, a regular anybody could not get away with something that was set up. They knew where Suge and Partner was going to. They had intelligence of what they needed to do to get away with it. How is it neither one of these murders are solved? Because it had something to do with people that was paid to protect them.
Look, man, I'm sorry. Gene Deal, you didn't give me any viable evidence that would make me believe that LAPD had anything to do with this. Now, don't get me wrong. I can see in some type of way. Now, don't get me wrong. I can see, and I remember back in the day, everybody thought that the government had something to do with the CIA, the FBI, or the police. So I see what he's trying to do. Gene Deal, he needs something to talk about. Let's just be honest. He gets paid to come on here. When you get paid to do stuff and something's happening that has something to do with you, you're going to conjure up anything to be able to have talking points when you really don't have talking points. So I think that that's what Gene Deal is doing here. I think he conjured up a reason, which is a good reason, a reason that's been out there for a long time that we believe when I was younger that the police and, like I said, FBI and all of them had something to do with it. But at this point, you got Keefe D making rounds, wrote a book, going on podcasts, telling everybody that he was in the car and that Orlando Brown shot Tupac. Why would Keefe D do that? I understand he thought he had an immunity deal and stuff, but why would he do all that? He can't be that stupid to lie and say all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he do that? You have to give me more than a reason to just say, why was LAPD there? Why was they there? Why was there a drive-by shooting when LAPD was there? I get what you're trying to say, but I just don't believe that any longer. Now that I'm a grown man, I just don't believe that. And I don't believe, and the only person who would set that up would be Suge. And why would Suge do that? And again, we thought Suge did it back in the day. So I don't know, man. You know, I believe Orlando Brown did it because he just got stomped out in Caesar's Palace by Tupac, and they wanted some get back, retaliation. That's what I think. So good try, Gene Deal. You know, you got paid, and it's probably gonna get you maybe two more interviews while this trial is going on, 2 or 3 more. So get your money, bro. I feel you. All right, man, that's what I feel, man. I believe Gene Deal is just saying some stuff to get paid by Art. What do y'all think? Do y'all believe that the LAPD killed Tupac? Or do you think it's Keefe D and the other guys who are dead now, and Keefe D the only one alive that was in the car? What do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know in your comments. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm out of here. I'm Mike Jeesh. Peace.